Many times in the SDGs or the developmental space, it can be a little bit rhetorical to have a ton of conferences and meetings without seeing practical resolutions come from it. But yesterday, I attended a session on decent work and economic growth, and I find it very helpful, especially in my line of work. So I'm a global health communicator. Many times I've had to share findings from research on how can we make work more decent and safe for women health workers. There's a famous global statistic about how while women hold 70% of their health and care workforce, only 30% of them are represented in key leadership positions. And that's the impact on their safety. And I don't think that they could be a viable economic growth without decent work.
100%. I totally agree. One of the reasons that I found very funny is that we were really focusing so much on economic growth, and like we were not really looking at the decent work. My point is, and actually give it to them, how do you achieve economic growth with a broken workforce? And that's one thing that really we need to think about. Let's not push for money, but the people looking out for money, what are they really the status is, and how are they really handling it? So I really thought...
I think we need to address this as a global challenge.
100%.
Yeah, where I work as an epidemiologist, we usually notice that occupational health is a field that is not given opportunity, that is not prioritized, and people don't understand it.
100%.
So many workers are not protected. They're actually exposed to what we call maybe carcinogenic compounds. You go to factories, people are not given protective gears. Nobody addresses that. Human resource orientation is inadequate. So those are some of the challenges that as we focus on development, we also need to focus on the safety of the workers. Actually, because these workers are the drivers of development.
100%.
So if you don't protect them, then you leave them in a space that is exposing them to hazardous environments. So things like that.
So I'm curious, what is it that you think needs to happen practically on every level for us to see some sort of traction when it comes to protecting health workers? I remember yesterday in the side event on decent work and economic growth, it's actually something that you mentioned. To say we can say all of this in important dialogues like this, but on the ground, in the community, there is this fear that if you really stand up for your right to decent work, that you might risk losing it. So I'm thinking, what really needs...
Job security has really been one of the things that has hindered this, because most people fear to speak out, thinking that the job security is really a big issue here. Because one thing is this: you report a case, the next day you leave work. Even the human resource managers, they say we are also workers, you know. We need to do what? We need to save our jobs. So how is a human resource putting this often? So one thing, you asked what we are doing. And I believe one thing that we are doing is we're creating research work in workspaces to give real people data with aim corporate well-being. And also we are building capacity building. And we are trying to sensitize the public from communities, from urban and rural centers, so that they can actually appreciate what? They can appreciate occupational health and safety and see the need and how it's sustainable.
And maybe to add on that, I think at a global level, we need to look at informing policy on occupational health.
Absolutely.
So that this particular policy is rolled out in all disciplines of policy formulation at national level, at organizational level. So basically for me, I would advise or recommend that we focus on global commitment for occupational health.
All right, that's a very brilliant one. Thank you, Haman, for the conversation. Miriam, nice talking to you today.